Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the round table. You already know who I am. I'm Mr. Get Off the Bench himself, also known as Leonardo Garcia. And we are here with our one and only hostess with the mostest. But before I introduce her, I want to make sure that we know what we're talking about today. Today we're going to talk about hype. Hype, but it's going to be more specific. But I'm not going to tell it. We're going to pass it over to our hostess with the mostest, our very own Miss Sandra B.
What's up, y'all? We are back on this beautiful Friday, and today this evening we're going to be talking about um are you just a victim of the hype, or do you know what you're really doing over there?
Over
So
there. You guys heard it over there.
over there, okay? So we got some questions that we're going to, talk about and discuss, and feel free to chime in. If you have the link, you can hop in and comment live if you would like to. Make sure that you click the subscribe button. Make sure you're sharing this so somebody can learn them a little something, okay? So we're gonna get back. Well, let's tell how this started, because this has been an ongoing
All
war
right.
for about 2 weeks now.
So, as I, snap the collar on my jacket, had to dress up because, Sandra B decided to put on her A game today. That's right. She even put on the, colorful bamboo earrings, but let's stop. Let's leave that alone. All right. So, Sandra and I, in our organization, we were proposed maybe a week ago now. Oh, it's 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. Yep.
2 weeks, we were proposed. What's more important? Strategy, write that down if you're writing, or culture. Now, this has brought up a 2 week conversation where people are literally having arguments in a nice way. Let's not use the word argument. They've
We
been
fight.
having debates to the point that we're interviewing strangers in the street. We're interviewing colleagues. People are looking up articles and YouTubes and posting them on our chat just to prove their point. But her and I, as much as we love each other, as my sister over there, yeah, we're on opposite sides of the fence, just like we are right now. So it's going to be an interesting hour, guys. I hope you're ready for it. It's going to be interesting, and I hope we got our crowd because we would love to hear some people chime in. Oh man, we really want your opinions. I know that most of you are with me, team culture. Got it? Yeah. But you're gonna
Oh,
hear two different sides today. We're gonna, she's gonna try to question. We're gonna interview each other, I guess. But we might have one of you guys jump in. But before we start, I love the fact that I'm actually paired up with this lady. She is so prepared to the point that she does have an outline. It's not just, ding, 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 start fighting. No, no, no. We're going to prep this the right way as we do even with our guests that come up on the show. And we're going to start nicely. So,
right.
Sonia, you can go now and show people you want to show them. I see them lined
Okay.
up.
Let me shout out Natasha. Hey, girl. She says, hola, hola, everyone. So, first, let me just say that the question specifically, what we're going to be discussing is, if you had to choose one, okay?
One.
If you had to choose one, which would you prefer, culture or strategy? Okay.
Now we
So
know that successful people need both. We do know
yeah,
that. So a
yeah,
lot of you
I'm
out
aware of
there,
that.
before you start saying that, we're aware you need both.
Very aware. So I'm going to start off with one video. I got two videos, two little snips to show y'all today. The first one is going to be, I'm going to show that one, and then I'm going to show the other one a little later, because I want to give both sides, but I think the second one's going to give y'all something more to think about, especially about this culture. Okay. So first, do we want to start with like definitions? What we want to do? Like,
Yeah, let's start with a definition.
break it down.
No,
'Cause I
you know
think some
what? Start with the video. Start with the video and we go into definition.
people. Okay, all right. Let me take this off. And this is Sean Mike, okay? And he's going to be explaining what culture is. So here we go.
To describe it is if you're a player or an employee there, manager, whatever it is, that environment, is it conducive to you growing and getting better individually? And is it conducive in growing to getting better as a company? And if those two things are happening, then the synergy is pretty powerful. That's good culture. And then when it's the opposite, where the individual feels like I can't grow or scale in this environment, which we call culture, and the company isn't scaling, that one's an easier one, right? Like the numbers are pretty, and you can have some growth and not have great culture. And I think that's why it's not sustainable.
Okay. So what do you think of, let's get some feedback. What you think about that video, Mr. Garcia?
And you know what? I didn't watch these before, so it's almost like I'm the guest today. Like, I am not prepped, but
how you gonna love the video? You didn't even watch it.
no, I said I love the fact that you picked these two people, but I didn't watch this whole
Oh,
video.
okay.
What I can say about it is that I believe obviously he gave a pretty good definition of culture. He didn't really pick a side in that specific clip, but it's true. If the environment, which is what we really are going with when we go with culture, is conducive to your growth, then it is a good culture. And obviously the numbers don't lie when it comes to that, but it depends what numbers you're judging on, because there's a lot, and I could use companies, but I won't say those kind of names, but there's companies out here that have a great culture and the numbers as far as production just aren't there, and then there's companies that have other companies that have a all right culture and the numbers are there. So that doesn't say that it's a bad culture. Sorry about that. Got to make sure I go on do not disturb because I become important.
Yeah, he's a very important man, y'all.
Sorry. So with that being said, I'm on the side that culture is very much needed. I think culture, when starting a business. Oh, somebody shouted me out. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Is that what we're doing? No problem. So there's companies out there like WFG and Prime America that have a great culture, but not everybody's winning. What's going on is that the numbers on far as how many people are with those organizations, thanks for the reminder. I will shout out the names then. The numbers show that there's a lot of people, but that doesn't mean that culture is winning. It's what's needed to be started, though. What I believe about culture is that it starts, it's what brings people in. And a lot of these companies have been around for a long time, all due to culture, not how many people are winning or how much money people are making. It's just that they have a culture that's enticing. So enticing that I feel everybody wants to be part or belong to something. And when they come to these doors, they don't only give you something to feel that you should be part of. They basically, as some people in the industry say, they welcome you with a glass of Kool-Aid. Unfortunately, it's very pure, and a lot of times you stay addicted to that sugar because it's such a happy place to be in. So that's what happens. But I believe that culture, if I had to pick one of them, the way we were put in that position, I would say culture is more important than strategy. And I mean, I know there's ways to fight this, and we're going to go at it today, but that's where I stand. And that's what I think about that video. I think he gave a good definition of what culture is. Culture is basically an environment and conducive to your growth. That means that it's a good culture. And if it's a bad culture, you're not growing, you're dying.
Right. And I can agree to that, So the definition of culture, before we go any further, because we got some good questions to get into. And this is
Joseph, what's going on?
Yeah, Joseph come in ready to fight. Don't get that. So look, culture in the workplace is a set of values, expectations, and practices that guide your team each day. Because we're talking about, in the workplace or professionally. So that's what Leonardo feels is most important over strategy. So I'm on the side with strategy. And for me, because strategy is a plan of action or policy designed to achieve a major overall aim. So you can have all the hype and all the, culture you want. But if I don't know what the heck we're doing over here, then what am I doing other than cheering with you? Again, I do agree that both are important, but if I had to choose one, then it would definitely be um strategy over culture. So now let's get into, hey, I don't know what the A stands for, but Miss Merlene.
Oh, that's Adrian. That's Adrian.
Adrian,
Adrian.
okay, Adrian. So look, but there's millionaires that those that's look, I'm so glad you said that, because we're not saying that um if there's only one or the other, that I mean, people could be successful anywhere. Okay, let's just keep that.
Every
So
IMO has millionaires.
every IMO has me. Every MLM has millionaires. But what's keeping those people? And how many? What's the percentage of millionaires out of all the agents that they have? You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into some questions. And give me 1 second.
I'm so glad we got a little audience to answer some of these questions.
Yes, because Joseph, stay ready. Okay, so Leo, let me ask you. What do you believe is more important in driving success? Well, we already did that, but solid strategies or company culture? And how often do you see these companies lose focus because they're caught up in the hype? Since you're all about the culture.
See, that question. That's strange. That question's not even fair. But I'm gonna answer it the way you would want me to answer, so you can put on your boxing gloves. Yes, people do get caught up in hype, but hype is like gas. You know what I call it? If I have to compare it to something that's easy for people to at least see where my frame of mind is, culture is motivation. It's like gas. It can run out, and you still people got to keep the culture up. You got to keep being motivated. But inspiration lasts longer. Therefore, that is like a strategy to me. Strategy will scale. Strategy is what helps you succeed, scale, reach your goals. But culture keeps you in its hook. It hooks you. There's a lot of people in those organizations that I mentioned, and in others that I haven't even that I just been around the block, that I've been there for years and probably helped one family. And that's because they're caught up, and they're the people that talk to you by the water cooler. They're the ones that always woo, but then nobody ever clapping for them, but they're there. And you know what? They're needed.
Yeah.
They're needed. You need those people. It's just you need them. Everybody needs cheerleaders. And sometimes that's just where they fit in. So that's where they get in. But what grabbed them was the culture. If you come into a business, any business, does not even go into insurance, but any business, if I've never done insurance before and I come in and the first thing you do is sit me down, give me a blueprint and a strategy as to what's going to happen, I might be intimidated by that. And I'll tell you why. Prior to this business, I never done or been involved in anything that has to do with sales. Not Foot Locker, not a waiter, not a bartender. I've worked in different establishments, but I never done sales. I worked in Chuck E. Cheese. You know what? I was Chucky. That's right. I was Chucky. You can laugh. I was Chucky. I wasn't one of the waiters. I didn't take orders. Worked in a car wash. I was a car prep. Like things like that. I've never sold. So if you come and you show me this is how I'm going to get you to $10,000, I never even made $10,000 in a month. That's intimidating. But if I walk into a door and it's like, hey, how you doing? I'm so glad you came. You're like, wow. Hey, everybody's calling you by your first name, like you're part of Cheers, where everybody knows your first name, and everybody's just glad, happy to see you. And they're talking about everybody here is winning when that's not always the case. And you sit down and you start watching on how things work, then you can give me strategy, because now I'm there like, who. That's different.
Adrian said it. Strategy first. And like I said in the locker room, creating a good culture is a strategy. Culture
really,
is a strategy.
Adrian, I had a lot of strategies. I'm sorry.
But seriously, like for me, I say I'm the type of person where if you show me how to make the money, because whatever business you get into it to make money, to be successful. I don't get into businesses, me personally. And let me just say this. There's no right or wrong answer here. Okay. This is
I'm right.
all
I'm right.
it's you're wrong. And let me tell you why. Because culture is not going to show you how to make money. Culture is going to show you how to get along and do what everybody else is doing because this is the culture. Like also Sean Mike had also had a video about culture being a cult. Not that culture is bad, but some people overdo the culture. And just like Adrian said, if you use culture to get the people in and to keep the people drinking the Kool-Aid, that is your strategy. So they both are needed, but at the end of the day, culture is not going to pay my bills. Me knowing how to make the money is what's going to pay my bills and put money in my pocket, which helps me be successful. I've never been successful from no culture. Hold on. Mr. Joseph has something to say. How many agents y'all ever recruited? I'm not no big, massive recruiter, but I have recruited. I've been full-time for 2 years, and I have recruited about 23 total agents.
I don't know
And
if
that
it's
was kind of organically.
General in all my life. I don't know. I've had teams. My teams have never reached more than 30, but that doesn't mean that's how many I've trained. I've trained organizations. I mean it's all
Right.
that's part of the culture that was created and
You
everywhere
ain't
that I've been.
look. Okay. Here we go. Yes, August. Here we go, sir. I got a video for you because for you and whoever else is like team culture. Yes, I'm with you, girl. Look, my sister name is Adrian, so I know you got to be good people.
Oh my God.
So listen, okay. Since we're on that note, let's go to this next question. What are the signs that a company or a leader is being blinded by the hype instead of focusing on the long-term sustainable growth?
Well, that's easy. If they're always just preaching culture, then that's where you're at. That they're just trying to keep you hypnotized. Eventually, like we have both agreed on, you need both. So
Yep.
once you're there, now you got to eventually, in order to have success or show the person success. Yes, I agree. I never said that you don't need strategy. I just said that 80% of companies throughout test of time use culture and last long because of culture. They continue, and you always hear about that culture. If you
Look, I am the culture, okay? So if I chose to
You
intentionally
know what,
recruit,
Joseph? I like you, Joseph. I like you.
Joseph won't even come on the show. So listen, I know about culture, and I don't intentionally recruit. Like that's my thing. I'm not a like a hard headhunter for recruiting. The people that have gravitated towards me, and I did it. But my goal right now is production. So I recruit along the way. But look, when I get ready to go recruit, I'm gonna make sure I let you know, and I'll let you know how many recruits I get because I know I could do 20, 30 a month if I want to. But right now I'm focusing on 20, 30K. Okay. So
We also do quality over quantity, so we don't always just
exactly.
bring
We don't
people
just
wherever.
sign up anybody,
I know.
because I don't, yeah. If I ain't comfortable, if I
Oh,
can't, coach always said, if I
because
can't do
you have to be able to be part of the culture.
no,
I
I
want
just
to
gotta
recruit
like
those
you.
that meet and are part and can play a part in the culture.
Right, Natasha, get them, girl. How many agents have you recruited, Joseph?
I'll
So
wait.
let's go. Yeah, I'll give you time. Well, since we already kind of got to this point a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and share my video. Well, the second video.
Yeah,
Because I
your
do
video
believe.
because that's what you believe in. I'm sure it's something strategy.
But Adrian started it. So, all right, listen to this one. And then we'll keep going with the questions.
Based business like ours, I would argue that culture is strategy. Culture defines the organization's attitude toward excellence, the tolerance for risk, the way that we treat one another, and the attractiveness of the work environment. In a professional services firm, getting the culture right is your first strategic imperative.
It's the same. Culture is the strategy. If you're using culture to recruit 34 agents in July, Mr. Joseph, then culture is your strategy. I would love to know how many of those 34 is actually producing, because that's a whole nother, I could sign up a whole bunch of people. But again, my strategy is to bring on people that will actually work, because otherwise they're wasting their time and mine. All right. But congratulations on 34 in July. Let's go to the next question.
You're right in the way he said it. That was kind of smooth how he said culture is a strategy.
Yeah.
That's pretty smooth. That was pretty smooth.
I know, because it's fast, because that's what Mr. GGP brought up in the locker room, which I agreed. But now I heard that he flipped sides because he talked to Mr. August, and he got him saying that he's now on team culture over strategy.
You can only pick one. That's the problem.
That's the problem. So how do you personally filter through the noise to identify what would truly drive success for your business? And that question right there for me is like, if you have all this culture, but there is no system in place, what is your process for in our case?
System is not strategy. Stop it. We went through that in the locker room. Strategy is different. You can't change the word strategy to system. That's a whole different ball game, because a system is more important than strategy.
Okay, no, let me go back to what strategy is. Crickets, right? I wish I had the sound for crickets right now. Here comes August. Yes, it starts with 1. But strategy, again, is a plan of action or policy designed to achieve a major overall aim. Now, I agree. Even Coach said strategy plus culture is a system. So let me not use the word system. But if you have a lot of culture and you have all these recognitions and all these conventions and celebrating people, but there is no plan, there is no blueprint on what you're supposed to do when you first get started. When you start a job, I don't care what job it is, you go through training. They're going to give you a manual. They're going to make sure you know how to do your job. That's what you're going to get before you learn the culture of the job, right? Somebody put it in the chat. Can I get an amen or 2 on that?
August, I need you. August.
No. Crickets again. Crickets for the second time. You have to know what you're doing. I don't care. I was recruited to Primerica. That was my first company, right? I wasn't introduced to the culture. I was sat down one-on-one, and that person showed me the rule of 72. They showed me how to go from self-employed to a business owner, from being an employee to this, the quadrants, the 4 quadrants. They showed me how money worked. They showed me how I'm going to make my money by talking to people and telling them the same thing. What is that?
They taught you the system.
They taught me the strategy. It's the plan of action or policy designed to achieve a major overall aim. Then a couple weeks later, okay, you got to come to this event. Now I got introduced to the culture. And yeah, I drank that Kool-Aid for a long time and never even wrote a freaking policy because I was blinded by the culture. I was getting certificates for just showing up. I was getting trophies and awards for just being here, making decisions.
Well, that's the dangerous part with running a business or anything with just a culture. Eventually, one day you wake up and see that there's no strategy. But there we go, using both of them together. I'm just saying, if you had to pick one, I think you would get further and more people participating if you are team culture. There's not many people like you.
I want people like me. I stick and stay.
Then go away.
Whatever. How do you see the relationship between strategy and culture? Can a company have a winning strategy if its culture is weak or toxic?
Okay, that's a great question. My opinion, if you have a bad culture, I think it suddenly starts to break everything down. Because who wants to be part of something toxic? I mean, nowadays you got people that love to be in toxic relationships. I give kudos to them. I don't know how people do it. But toxic disorganization, arguments, that does not lead to success and winning. I think you definitely need to have a good culture, even especially if you have a good strategy, because people that are part of a good culture, in my opinion, they fight for one another, they back each other up, they hold each other accountable. All those things are there where it's friendly competition. What happens when you have um, a toxic uh, culture, you don't have friendly competition. You have people being combative. There's a difference. You have people trying to overstep over people. You got people backstabbing people. Like there's so much that you're breaking people down. I don't think that's gonna create. I don't think if you don't have a good culture, I don't care how good your strategy is, it's gonna go up, and then your whole company's gonna go down.
I think about corporate America, like most corporate jobs that are just you go to work in the office, everybody's just in their cubicle doing whatever. There's no culture. These people work these jobs until they freaking die or retire. So at that point, there to me, there's no culture there. They're just going to work. And so I think when you have a good strategy, oh my God, you just got a thumbs down, Natasha. Oh, so disrespectful. But I'm gonna say, well, I'm gonna wait to say this. Okay. But yeah, I believe a company can have a winning strategy if the culture is weak. Definitely not toxic. Because I believe, well, for me, you give me a strategy, show me how to make the money. That's hey, I'm good. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you accept me. I don't care because whatever team I build in this industry, that I can develop the culture for my team. Like I don't have to have a culture over a strategy to put them. Give me the blueprint so I can teach these folks how to be successful. I can throw a party. I can celebrate them. I mean, like I can develop that culture.
Yeah, but first of all, you're in an independent industry, being an independent woman and an independent thinker. A lot of our people that come into this industry need to not only be part of something, but need their hand held. Believe me, if you have a toxic uh, agency, after a week, people leave. If people are being combative and nobody's showing support, there's people that leave companies just out of support, forget what their contract levels are. And we're talking about our industry now.
Right.
What is it that keeps them there is they come in and they go, oh, wow, everybody's so supportive. Everybody's so nice. Everybody's willing to help, even if they're not getting money off of me. That is part of a culture.
I'm going to kick y'all out. I think culture is for people that just didn't fit in with any type of group in high school.
You are crazy. Oh,
shoot. He Here we go. What's up, Mr. August?
What up? What up? What up?
Y'all can't jump me. Y'all think y'all gonna gang up on me?
What up? What up?
Y'all can't jump me. Y'all think y'all gonna gang up?
Oh, you're on Facebook and you're on live. You gotta get off one of them. There you go. Oh, he left. Look at that. I had
he'll be back. He'll be back. Okay.
Hey, Joseph, you want to come through?
Joseph's scared. He called us scared. He said he can't show his face. Let's see. Natasha says, yes, it is August. And I got one with me, Adrian. Yes, I'm sending you a virtual hug. Okay. I'm sure August will be back. Let's get to the next question. When faced with a challenge in business, do you think it's more important to adjust the company strategy or focus on improving the culture to overcome it?
You got me. You answer. I don't want to answer this one.
Okay, I think that depends. Here comes August. This is a good question for him to join in on.
Hello, people.
Hello.
I don't
Mr. August Jacques, my friend.
Yes,
I don't come on that often, but I love you guys. First shout out, you guys doing an excellent job. you know, because the bottom line is that it's one thing to walk and talk, but it's another to actually do it, you know. So first of all, you guys are putting it out there. You're putting your face out there. You're putting your brand out there. You putting your thoughts out there. And kudos, because in the bottom line, you're not scared. It's like, here I am. You
That
know
was
what I
scary.
mean?
It's all about it's all about the culture we're creating at the round table.
Right. And the thing is that, you know, and we need people that are bold to say, you know something, I'm going to share my thoughts and make a forum that everybody feel comfortable to agree to disagree. Right.
Right.
And that means that after that, we could all go out to dinner. We still be friends, not like having a knife behind my back. You know what I mean? We are grown-ups. So saying that.
Well, thank you, August, and it's a pleasure. Y'all, if y'all don't know Mr. August, yo, he's the man now. He's the man.
You will get
Listen,
to know him soon.
all I can say, I gotta share the mic with my bird. I've been telling him to shut up. I've been telling him
That bird.
to be quiet, and he refused to be quiet.
He
Okay.
sounds big.
Yes, dude. Look, he's like a hummingbird. I mean, that's how big to do it. But then listen, I believe both of them are needed, right? It's true. With no strategy, you fail. That's like, you know, the blind leading the blind. Nobody knows what's going on, right? Okay. But even if you have strategy, and we could look at corporate America, people make $200,000, $1 million or whatever, but they feel that, you know something, I'm not bringing anything to the table. Lawyers, you know, it's like I'm being burnt out. And they leave and they get a lesser paying job or the same job where they feel I am contributing to what I'm involved with. It's not just about the money no more. But then you got people that it's all about the money. They don't care. If I'm making the 6-7 figures, I got the car, I'm good, right? But then you have certain people where it matters what I do, right? And that's when culture is is key. And if we look at, I'm gonna give you major corporations that caters to culture, right?
Give it to me.
Oh, no, hold on, because I have that. We ain't got there yet. You all in my show.
Yes, I'm in your show. Listen, I'm on in your grill. You know what I mean?
Look,
coming in.
we got 3 more questions before we get to. I was gonna name some companies and see what y'all think, if they was built off of culture or if they was built off of strategy.
Okay, listen, you go. Do it.
I had a question right here though. First, this one: when faced with a challenge in business, do you think it's more important to adjust the company strategy or focus on improving the culture to overcome it?
Okay, so if you recall in the locker room, right, I posted the company Allegiant, right? Allegiant is an airline company that the CEO came into the company. And when Wall Street started talking to him, they said, what is your strategy? What is your plan? Let's remove strategy. What is your plan? And he said, my plan is to change the company culture, right? So in 2 years, he took the company from 13 billion to 38 billion. The stock price was $1.20. It went to $4. So if it was just strategy, it would have been the same outcome when he took over. But he changed the culture. He, in essence, gave the power to the people that they felt that what I am doing matters. Now, Prime America, right? Now, I could stop right here, but then Prime America, right? A.L. Williams basically got into the business. A quick history, and some people know, was because his father died, and he had a whole life policy, but he felt, you know something, my father didn't have enough, So then now he started working with another company, ITT, and then another company, and he took 85 of those agents with him, and then he built Prime America, and he was the first to have a television broadcast weekly that he was able to reach 225,000 people.
And what was his business based off of?
Culture.
Oh my God.
Now, you could say I'm wrong or not, but a lot of companies mimic Prime America, Mary Kay, Tupperware, you name it. Now, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to give you the greatest culture in the world, and we could go back and forth. You ready? Drum roll. Jesus. 12 disciples. Culture. They believe him to the point that they went to death for him. The belief.
Hold on now.
Right? Now listen,
they
didn't do it for money. They didn't do it for recognition, but they believe in the philosophy. They believe in the culture, not the strategy. So that's all I'm saying. And now that right there, I open up that can of worms, and we can talk about this tomorrow, but I'm going to stop right there, and the floor is yours.
His strategy was to show the people that he healed and delivered and did all of these miraculous works. That to me, that wasn't a culture.
So let me ask you a question. Did they do it for money?
No, but strategy has nothing to do with in this case, nothing to do with the money.
Oh,
you better stop.
I heard a little stutter right there. I heard a little stutter. Listen, the point is this, right? The thing
wait. We can't talk about, I mean, Lord forgive me because I love Jesus, but let's
No. We're talking about the principle. We all do. We all do. But see, and that's the point that we can have this conversation. Because right, and the thing is that, hey, you know, I'm a deacon in my church, so trust me, if I'm saying something, that lightning bolt's gonna come down and I'm gonna be blacker than black. They're gonna call me crispy August.
But right? I don't see what Jesus did being a culture, being culture.
Okay, so let's take him out of the picture because that's another topic. Let's take Prime America.
That's definitely culture.
Right. And the reason I'm saying that is because look at how many people emulated, take something from that and build their empire. And yes, culture could be a cult. But just like strategy, you can have something good and people make it bad. And that's for the individual to decide for themselves. And unfortunately, we have certain leaders that manipulate the people to the point that they're also blinded, they don't know. And when they wake up, all of a sudden, they feel what? Misled, lied to, used, and abused, and now all of a sudden they don't trust nobody.
Well, here's this. I think when you're bit, for lack of a better term, by culture, you become more of a strategist. So what I mean by that, when I first got into this institution or in this business, I was brought in. Obviously, mine was different, but I was captivated by the culture. But when I left that organization, there was no other organization that was ever going to be able to sell me culture. Because when I sat down with people, now I want to know strategy. Why? Because now I'm selfish. Now I want to know how I'm going to succeed. I don't care about what party you're having. I don't care that you're meeting at the bowling alley. I don't care that you guys give high fives. None of that. How am I supposed to make 100,000? Tell me. Show me the formula.
Right.
So that sounds like you a strategy man.
Right. Now, so now let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question. How do you keep, let me ask you a question. How do you keep an employee happy?
Culture.
But how? How do you keep them happy?
It depends on them. I think, like I said.
Right. But how do you keep them happy? In general.
A good employee package with pay, a safe work environment,
Wait, did you say
time,
environment? Did you say the word environment there?
a safe work environment, not cultural environment. Safety comes first. Some rules and regulations, great training. And like you said, I mean, culture might bring people in, but I believe
She said the C word.
I did, and I do. I said it. Culture brings people in, but it's the strategy that's going to keep them, doing what's necessary to want to stay. But
Okay.
you do have people that want to just feel like they belong to something. I guess like they couldn't get in the sorority or the fraternity in college.
Okay, so you guys had a guest a couple weeks ago, right? That I think he had a major credit repair company.
Oh, that wasn't here. That was ETA, and that was Xavier.
Okay,
Yes.
right. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm the
bad.
middleman of different items.
You guys have so many shows. You guys have so many shows. I can't keep track, right?
I know he's Steve Harvey. He's all over the place.
I know, right? So, but the main thing about it is that he said for one of his employees that did a phenomenal job, he flew her to a dinner where she was featured, right? Paid for her airfare, had her back home
The next day.
Same day. She went during the day and came back at night. Same day, fly, everything, first class. And he said it's 5 years later, and this lady, to this day, talks about it because she was featured. She basically felt important, that I matter. And it wasn't about the money, but you went out your way to spotlight me. Now, that right there is different than telling somebody, I'm going to give you $100,000 pay raise. That is great. Now, he's staying for the money. But if another company gives him $300,000, where's he going to go? He's going to go with the $300,000. But he will never leave if he believes I am valuable and I'm worthy and I am cherished, because when time comes, the company's going to keep me, but they're not going to get rid of me because of money.
Do you see that, August? Do you see that on the screen? The culture should be.
Oh, hold it. Culture kind of profit. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know Yannick was listening. But
Yes,
I didn't know.
That agrees.
Isn't that culture over strategy? Oh my God.
I didn't have a conversation with guys to comment on what I said.
Culture. I'm gonna play my video again because I think you missed it, August. Mr. Joseph says strategy is boring. Joseph, you're boring, and you're making.
Listen. Put it this way: I don't get on these calls. I don't get this podcast. Joseph, it will be, I think, really great to get on, because I believe show your face, let people know that you're real and not just behind chat.
It's real.
I mean, and I could tell you in terms of, because I have multiple businesses, in terms of insurance, maximum team I had was 5, because I rather deal with quantity than quality, right? And then the bottom line is that I'm not a personal choice that I want to have 30, 40, 50 agents. That is not my goal in the insurance industry. Insurance industry is a vehicle to fund my other businesses. That is something that we all have to understand.
Oh, that is your strategy.
That is my strategy, right? To build my other businesses. But if insurance is your main focus, then please go to 100, 200. That, there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, I've been in this game since 2004, but the point is that each one has their place, but in my opinion, culture will keep your employees with you longer than paying them. That means they're only there for money. And if somebody gives them a 200 comp, right, and you give them 150, if there is such a thing, buy. But if somebody gives them that 200, he goes, listen, I am comfortable, I'm secure, people like me there. Keep your 200 comp, because if something happens, you're going to decrease my comp because of this is business, and you understand that.
So a company flying me out, that's strategic. Like,
here we go.
Did you see the video? Did you see
No,
the other
it's
video?
not strategic. He showed that he valued her. Now
By
we can,
spending that bread.
yeah, we can do back and forth and something. You're right, but the point is, he showed her that I value you.
I'm going to pay for your flight so you can stay over here. That's strategic.
Oh,
You
hold it. Now we're about to get raw. So are you trying to tell me this man was a pimp? That he pimped
I
her
mean,
out?
hey, everybody's a pimp in some sense of the word. Everybody's some pimp.
I'm
And
glad this is a rated R show that we can say pimp.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the next question. She went.
Man,
everybody, okay, let's
remember
answer.
that movie? She better have my money.
Hey, the right pimp know how to get the money from the pimper. Pimp it, whatever you call it. My show is not available for kids, so we're good.
Okay,
So,
please continue with your questions and the company. I'm gonna mic off right now.
No
so
problem.
look, so when there is a challenge in the business, do you think it's going to always be strategy that needs to be adjusted, or cultural, or does it? It depends on what the problem is.
It depends what the problem. I believe if the problem has to do with money or scaling, you're gonna come up with a strategy. If it comes because of behavior, or there's always, you know how they say a rotten apple spoils a bunch. If it,
Yeah,
if it becomes where a certain department is lacking because of what it's doing to the culture, it's gonna be handled with culture. Whether you eliminate a whole department, or hey, get it, or just grow. But at the end of the day, we have gone on a tangent here, because if you're gonna pick one or the other, which we all, and you know what, it's crazy. Anybody who's watching the show most likely is an entrepreneur or has
right.
entrepreneur blood, and we understand. And I want to repeat this again. We understand
Oh,
that
thank you.
both are needed. But let's
Yes.
say somebody was gonna fund your business. Let's make this a little more fun, right? And it also depends on who's the one giving the money, because you don't know what their mindset is, right? But you're going to approach it more with a strategy as opposed with a culture. That's what you would do then. You will approach getting funding with a strategy. Like, let me show you what I'm going to do.
So you have to have strategy
My
before
thing would still
anything.
go with culture. My thing would go with culture, because I know that in even in statistically speaking, you can go to the Google, if we have to go to the Google, and you're gonna see that most companies, what they really preach, most teams, if you want to get into professional sports. I mean, we were talking about this actually in the locker room. It's the culture. You respect the culture or get out. There's a lot of players that didn't make it in certain teams because they weren't part of the culture, and they were great players. But they would even think of people would even put them on that team. Why? Because you'll ruin the whole culture. You got things like the old Chicago Bulls. You got things like the New England Patriots. Those teams were not taking people they're not going to fit in that culture. Not in,
Right.
and it wasn't about strategy because they had the money. So yeah, if they fit the culture, that means they're gonna get in where they fit in. You don't need to be a superstar. Yeah, there's a strategy to winning games, but you got to fit that culture. And when you don't, they won't invest in you. They won't invest the time. It's not worth it.
Okay, so now we're gonna go with basketball. Now I'm not a sport nut, so I'm telling you out there right then and there, right? So I'm gonna show my age by going through a team that talks about culture.
You watch Dr. J play. We never seen him.
Listen. Okay, I had the Converses and my two socks up to my knees. Okay, so and the shorts that were like tight so much that you're like, bro, we don't need to see that package. Okay.
Those are what they call it, the hoochie man shorts.
I don't know what they call them. All I know is this, right? Now, when the Bulls wanted to win a championship, even though Jordan was the leader of the team, but he knew he needed to surround himself with players, right? And I'm going to bring one of the ones that is debated. When they picked Dennis Rodman, nobody wanted him. I mean, this guy had a reputation, but his skill set was needed. And Jordan said, listen, I don't care what you do outside this court. Dress up as a woman, as a dog. You want to dress up and go to the moon. But when you play basketball, these are the rules. And Rodman respected that, and he fit in the culture of the Bulls. And history shows it that he won many championships. Yes, they had a strategy, but if you don't fit into that puzzle piece, it doesn't matter.
So I just feel like, okay, we can't separate culture from strategy. Okay, let's just say that. Because I do, for me, I'm culture. Did I scare Joseph off? I'm down.
She said culture. For me, I am culture. She said
No,
it.
I
It's
didn't.
recorded.
Look, I take that is not what I meant to say. Let's clear that up for the record. Rewind.
You get back up rewind. Guys, you can watch it in the playback. We finally switched it over.
I have never edited this video. I will edit this shit before I post it this time because I said strategy. I meant strategy.
She misspoke.
I misspoke, y'all. The bird was being distracted. But no, Joseph, I'm sorry if I offended you. I was just joking. I don't know if you're boring. I actually want you to come on the show. But
he didn't get off that.
Well, anyway.
He's a businessman. He can't be sensitive.
I don't know. He's with WFG. He might be a little sensitive. I don't know. But I love you, Joseph. I was just joking with you. But yeah, he's with WFG. And I am drinking water tonight for the record, okay? So let's get into these companies. See, this is water.
Let's go.
Let's get into these companies. I did a little bit of research with the internet, asking them which you with us on the culture side. No, ma'am, I'm not. For that 0.5 second, because I slipped up, said the wrong word, I'm strategy. So I'm gonna name a couple companies, and I want y'all to tell me if y'all feel like they've built their business based off of off of strategy or culture. Okay. So Amazon. And y'all can participate as watching. Culture or strategy?
Ooh, that's a tough one. You know what? I'm actually gonna say they probably did it on strategy.
What about you, August?
Strategy.
Strategy?
There's too many people that are upset with working there and they're leaving and crazy and yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's right. Amazon is often cited as a company that prioritizes strategic growth, innovation, and operational efficiency over company culture. So yeah, you're correct. Now,
that's how come people hate working there, though.
Huh?
People hate working there
because they need to belong to something because they were left alone as a child. Southwest Airlines.
Culture all day. Culture all day. They separate themselves from every other airline, just the way they are when you go on the plane. It's all culture. How you get your seat. It's first come, first serve. That's all cultural. How they make fun of when they pick up the mic. There's no way. Hey, what's that? Oh, and they'll make a joke. That's all culture.
Culture.
What about Google?
Culture. People want to live in the building.
Google is culture.
Google is culture. What about? I'm gonna just do one more. Uber.
Uber is strategy. Oh, that's a good one.
Strategy. They use strategy to scale. The whole becoming of Uber was a strategy to get rid of the taxi cab.
I would say strategy. There's no culture there.
Y'all make me see. Y'all just agree with everything. Y'all really are like twins.
What up, bro?
That's my older twin. That's my older twin.
Bro?
Tell everybody he's older.
No, it's okay. Older could mean many things, not just age. Okay,
I know that's right.
Age is a number. I am 40 something.
Yes. Okay, so what companies were you going to talk about, August?
Listen, I think we're on the same in terms of our strategy. Telsa is strictly strategy.
Tesla, definitely strategy. That was on my list too.
Airbnb.
Strategy. Airbnb. That's no culture.
No, that's strategy. HubSpot. Yep. PayPal.
Strategy.
Now, these two companies could either be one or the other or both. You ready?
Okay.
Is Apple culture or strategy?
Culture.
Some say culture. I think it's definitely both.
They started with culture, and they'll put their culture before they put their strategy, because all of them are about elegance, smoothness, nice.
Now, do you know, depending on which site you are on, they have Apple as strategy. But it's culture, because think about it. How many, like people wait online for what? How many hours to get the iPhone? That you can say is a cult. It's just like, I have to have an Apple.
I didn't wait in line for hours, but I definitely, when I got my iPhones, I felt like I was part of some elite club.
Right. And then that's why you have the division between I'm an Apple and I'm an Amazon, and Amazon is better than Apple, you know what I mean? Like Android, and we going like this is because some people buy into the culture.
Right.
Doesn't matter about the product.
I believe Android is all about strategy.
Yeah.
Android is strategy.
Yeah. And then one more, Nike,
that's a culture.
Culture all day.
Man, there's people there's people that'll buy Jordans before they pay the rent.
That could be
my life insurance too.
That could be cultish too, That could be like, if you don't have an Apple phone, Nike, you don't belong. It's just like, oh my God, you don't have Nike.
It happens in schools. When I was in a school, when I was in the education business, there was a point that they put uniforms on the kids, and people, the way they identify themselves is they'll just have different sneakers. They wanted to just make them wear plain sneakers, black sneakers. They didn't want them wearing their own sneakers because they didn't want you to. They wanted you to be the same.
Okay, so why do you think certain schools banned certain clothes and they went to uniform? Because, like you just said, certain people were recognized based on the brand of clothes that they wore. So if you wore, I'm gonna show my age again, Skippies back then, right? You were like, your parents didn't have any money if you didn't wear Adidas or Puma. So now certain schools was like, hey, listen, we're going to have a dress code. Everybody dressed the same. That way, no kids feel penalized that since I didn't have a 200 pair of sneaker or the right backpack, I'm going to be teased at. Right. And I might be showing a little bit of myself that I was teased, because I didn't.
Stop. Now you're going to give her the right to say that's what
you like culture.
It's okay. Listen, if you can't be real with yourself and be going about, I don't care, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is that, but if you're strong-minded, it doesn't matter, but certain people are not.
Right. And they need that culture. I think putting the kids
in culture. She said it again.
You said they didn't do something. I said, and they need that culture. I'm not talking about
Oh, they need the culture. That's strategy. That's
strategy. But the uniforms, I think that was definitely strategic.
Oh,
right.
So true, but they did that.
But you said that.
No. Listen, I agree with you. But the main thing is that they wanted to have the whole culture of the school to be one, so everybody felt the same.
That was
so we can say. Now, don't get me wrong. I already told you they do go hand in hand. Yeah. It's like yin and yang. You know what I mean? Like you can't do one without the other. But I truly believe that the companies that excel and the companies that are profitable, and you have employees that stay there for 10, 20, 30 years, it's the culture that keep them. Oh my God, this company took care of me. My parents were sick. The president was there. They treated me as a family. They brought my family in. You know what I mean? They know my name. All of a sudden now it's like you part of the family. Yeah. Right? So one last one, and then I'm going to be quiet. I got to go. There's a book called Entree Leadership, right? By Ramsey. And he said when he started his company, the way that he made sure that his company was different, that each one of them had somewhat of an equity stake in the company. So each department had to reach a certain revenue, and based on that, everyone in that department got paid a bonus. So in terms of incentivize, hey, we are actually getting a piece of the profit of the company because what I put in, I'm getting back. Now, if you know you're getting a piece of the company you now will work towards the company because you're not just working towards a paycheck. Now, if we were to take that principle and we say, hey, listen, if this company makes $1 billion, I get a piece of that. How many people will stay compared to I get a check for $100,000 and thank you very much? Which one would you pick?
But he see in that situation, unfortunately, the way you
That's
stated
a better strategy.
That is true. That is true. That is
culture.
true. But the culture is something they created to say you are part of the system.
Oh, I would have loved to hear Beyonce on this.
No,
look
going
at
out. No. We will not get her in.
Well, it has now been an hour, ladies and gentlemen, and this is
Okay. Rochelle, you're not about to Rochelle me. Hey, be honest.
Hi, how are you?
They just finished jumping me.
Bye. No, listen. Don't you be picking her over me, all right? The minute she shows up, it's like, hey, be honest, forget August. I'd be like, that's right, Sonny. You are my side.
I can't wait until they come on the show. It's gonna be great.
Ladies y'all, they will be back.
Yeah, we are working the date. And listen, I gotta go, people, but I just want to say again, I love you guys. Excellent job. I am sharing this video to all my friends, business family, because you know some of you guys are doing a great job. And thank you for having me on with my shenanigans and my bird. Okay? Love you guys.
Thank you. Love you too, August. Bye, be honest.
Bye-bye. See, there you go again. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday, and we have lost total control of the round table.
We're talking about pimps and this and that. I be like, Lord have mercy. Put the babies to sleep.
You guys are going to be cursing. Oh, God.
Trying to tell me I said something.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great topic, man. I hope you guys got something out of it because really there is a real fine line between strategy and culture. If you haven't noticed, I am still team culture. God, Sonia, you before I close this out, talk to the people.
All right. I thank y'all for, always thankful for y'all that rocks it out with us. And don't forget to share. And we're still trying to get to our first 100 subscribers. We are over halfway there, but we got some money we're trying to give away, but we need to hit 100 subscribers. So share, make sure you tell people to subscribe. Like I said, you don't have to watch the whole video. Just get up there, click subscribe, and go and do whatever you was doing. If you was joining a culture or if you was planning your next strategy. But this conversation, I can't, this topic right here can go on and on for days. There she go. I can't look. I'm gonna see you in the office. Coming to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But no, seriously, this was good. And they both are needed at the end of the day. So this was good. Hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Thank you. And I could not do it without Leo. I appreciate you, Leo, for being my co-host. You always brag on me, but this show wouldn't be what it is without you. And I'm grateful and I appreciate you.
Oh, she's giving me flowers. Oh, God, stop it. Stop. But they smell good. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great Friday with the round table, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're ready. Next week, we have another banger. We have a special guest next week, right?
Not next week. The week after. Huh?
Okay.
The week after.
But we have a good show for them next week. We always talk about the topic behind the scenes. Feel free to chime in. We're always willing to bring you on. And talk and show your face. Give yourself a little light too. We can give you some flowers. Joseph, we're waiting for you to be brave enough to come on. I know you'll probably watch the playback. That's why I'm saying that since you're not here. We would love to have you on. I think you're an interesting dude. I think you have a lot of things to say that, you always give some inquisitive questions, and you know what? You push us to keep our integrity like you did to me today, telling me, hey, you said you named names. So thank you for that. I do appreciate you because you always keep us on our word. And we all need someone that's going to keep us accountable. From Sonia and myself, we are out of here. Thank you for joining us at the round table.
I wanted to ask if anybody's seen Rico.
Oh my God, that could be next show. Anybody seen Rico?
Anybody seen Rico?
Is Rico?
y'all see Rico, let us know. We want him on the show.
Oh, wait,
All
wait,
right.
wait, wait. If you see Rico, email. Where's the email?
Oh, yeah, if you see Rico, oh shoot, let me go to email. I have so many. There we go. Email
And
us.
email us if you see Rico, or if you want to be part of the round table, just go to email, join the roundtable.info@gmail.com.
We're out.